to know how to prove you. Look at Samuel. Even though he saw the corruption all around him, he was dedicated to Eli. Even so much so until when God began to call Samuel, he thought it was Eli. You better know who's calling you. I preached the other week. Why do I hear voices? Why do I hear voices? Why do I hear things just keep calling me when I know that it's not right? Why do I hear this? You know, when I would do good, evil is always present before me. And that's one thing I liked about Paul. He was honest about himself. He did not try to blame nothing on nobody else. He said, listen, I'm evil.
Yeah, that's right.
Even David looked at and said, listen, I'm evil. When I would do good, evil is always present before me. This is Paul. He said, but I do what? I keep under.
That's right.
Bring it.
Let the wheat and the tare go together. And then that day I do the separate. Why we find ourselves trying to separate? Oh, they ain't right. God said, you leave it alone. Listen to what the man said last night about the fig tree. He said, just give me one more year. God, I know I don't mess up. Give me one more year. Let's give me one more chance. How many times have you asked God for this? Give us another chance. Just give us another chance. When you already feeling bad already, and you don't need nobody to come and kick no more dirt in your face. Because consider yourself, you could have been in that same realm. Let me tell you something. When you go through something, even yourself, you feel like that you were defeated. David had already been anointed king, but as soon as he got anointed, why don't folk keep their mouth shut sometimes? The folk came in from the war, they was tired, but somebody had to start saying, women. Saul killed his 1,000. And David killed his 10,000. The Bible says an evil spirit came upon Saul. When we not used like we think that we ought to be used, an evil spirit.
Jesus.
Come on.
But Samuel, when you dedicated to God, when you working around the temple and he won't hanging with the homeboys,
Come on, Pastor.
sometimes it's good for us to be separated. It's good for us to kind of get away from our comfort zone, because I'm teaching a lesson now, running with the pack. Because when you run with the pack, ain't too much required of you.
Oh, Jesus. Come on, Pastor.
Because you looking good, because somebody else that's really doing the hard work, they making you shine. But God said, sometimes I need you to step out on your own. And I need you to step out on me, and I'm going to show you what I can do. I didn't call the qualified, but I call qualifying the call. You ain't got to worry about getting. You can look at me and say what you will, but God will use whoever he will. I don't care if we feel like he's not supposed to be in that position. Could you just imagine Eli's sons? Look at Sandy. Who he think he is? Let's just imagine this. You know, this paraphrase for a minute. Who Samuel think he is working there with my dad? God said, if you don't, he said, I came unto my own, and my own received me not. Honey, let me tell you something. You can go to your own, and they'll look at you, and they're going to constantly remember what you was. And God said, I look past your fault, and I see what you can be. I'm seeing what you can be. I'm seeing what God is making you. And I'm saying that I don't understand. A lot of times, we don't understand why God is taking us down a certain road. And to the point, the Bible says that when David went to a city one time, already been anointed. Jesse had already there. Samuel had already came down and anointed him. He got so messed up from running. The Bible said he went in another city and acted like he was crazy, foaming at the mouth. Is that David?
That's scripture.
The anointed king.
That's word.
Supposed to be anointed. And not only that, the closest thing to him, Absalom.
Yes, sir. Yes,
His
sir.
son. Tried to take over. Let me tell you something. You ain't got to help God do nothing. And when Hannah began to pray to God, and God gave her that male child, this is what was so ironic to me. When her husband began to go to the temple like they did yearly, Hannah said, you go ahead. I'm going to be with the child. And her husband said, well, honey, you do what's right. You do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Now, mothers, you know that really the first 6 or 7 of the first year is very important that you bond with your newborn.
Amen.
Could you imagine you bonding with your newborn and the next year you know you got to take him back? You promised the Lord this. There's a whole lot of things we promise the Lord, and it sounds so good when we ask the Lord, if you give me this, God, I'm going to bless you with this. Lord, if you give me this, God knows I'm going to praise you all the days of my life. But God's okay. A lot of us have made some vows to God. And when it came time to put up, we shut up. So Hannah, being attached to the child, when she went to the temple and offered up her child, she prayed to God and she said, God, I told you that I'm going to give this child back to you. Sometimes God had to allow something to happen in your life for a season just to shut some folk up. Lord, if you just give me this for a few minutes, like Samson said, Lord, if you just give me my strength back for a few minutes, listen, I'm going to do what I got to do and I'm out of here. And this is exactly what happened. God, if you allow me to do what I have to do, I just got to get tired of people just telling me that they laughing at me and they tell me that I'm not nothing. But God said, let me tell you something. Listen, I don't care what they say, but at the end, guess what? I want you to stand.
Yes, sir.
Having done all to stand, you stand. And when the dust settled, just like there was one time they beat Paul up, and you know when somebody beat you up so bad until they leave you and think you're dead. We ain't got to worry about Paul anymore, he's dead. But the Bible says that the next day,
Yes, sir.
he was in another town doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing. Another
Preaching.
shout. Yes, sir.
David said, if they had been my enemies,
I could have
I could have bore it. But it's my own familiar friends.
owned familiar.
How many know your friends will hurt you, but your family will finish you off? How many of y'all know that? You know why so much? Because of the love that you have for them and the respect that you have.
Yes.
And that you would think that they would not do anything like that to you. That's why it hurts so bad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But even in the midst of that, honey, when you are dedicated to God,
Get over it.
it hurts.
Yes, sir.
It hurts, you know, man, situations I went through, man, the enemy had me thinking, you embarrassed, look at what all that you're going through, and look at all that you've done. God said, this is not for them.
I hear you.
This is for you, boy. Because let me tell you something.